Woohoo! Hello, everyone. It is the best time of week. It is the Wednesday solder sesh, and hello. I am Carrie Sundra with Alpenglow Industries. This is David, also with Alpenglow Industries, and today I'm really excited because he's gonna give us a little bit of a rundown about pocket operators. Woohoo! I guess a quick plug, if you like the kind of stuff we're doing, please do subscribe to our channel. Just smash that button or just, gracefully click it, whatever. I'm not picky. And you can also set up reminders and notifications for these live streams too. If you want to set up notifications, you have to make sure that they're set to all. That's something I recently learned. Just some notifications for whatever reason doesn't work. Okay, anyway, on to pocket operators. Pocket operators are these cool little things that you can see on our desks here. And they're these little sort of calculator-looking mini kind of synthesizers. Or perhaps they're, perhaps it's more technically correct to say that they're like sequencers. But in any case, they make really cool sounds and they allow you to play with music in a really fun way. But because I don't have a big background in electronic music or synth stuff, I was very confused when I first started playing with them. And so David was all like, what, you're confused about these? Oh, I have a bunch of them. I can show you how they kind of work and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. And so we did that last week, and it was super helpful. And I thought, hey, this kind of overview on what the basics are of them, how they kind of work, and what some of the different things that you can change on them are. I thought that would be super useful. So yay, yeah. I will shut up now and let you take it away, David.
That's fine. The way I remember it was that you said, I've got some pocket operators, and I said, I've got some pocket operators too, but I haven't played with them a year, so I can't remember how to use them. And you said, that's okay, we'll figure it out together. And I said, okay. Just wanted to set expectations there.
Oh, I think, the way you explained everything to me, it was super helpful. I think you're doing great.
Well, yeah, so I have 6 pocket operators here, and each one is slightly different. They're for some reason in numerical order from left to right. We've got the arcade, which you also have, so I think we'll probably concentrate on that one today, and that makes arcade kind of music. The robot is more of specifically a synthesizer. Like the arcade will do percussion and synth, and it's kind of, you can make a whole song on just this one. The robot is more specifically a synthesizer, and then the tonic and KO and speak are all. So if these ones are synthesizers, these ones are more like samplers. They've got this little tiny microphone on here that allows you to record sound into them. So all of these ones are kind of predefined what sounds you can make with them. But these ones with the microphone on, you can actually put your own sounds into them, which makes them kind of cool.
Ooh. And now is the KO is that the Street Fighter themed one?
No, I don't have. That's there's a couple I don't have, and I don't have the Street Fighter one, but I do have the Mega Man one. Yeah, the KO is more just the theme of what's happening on the little display. And so actually, maybe we should take a step back. I was just going to show the Mega Man as an example of a cool kind of, this one does a lot of cool stuff out of the box, but the pocket operators are definitely designed to be based on calculators in terms of their interface, but they're also inspired by. And if I was smart, I would have prepared for this much better. But I always have a prop within reach, as it turns out. So these are actually inspired by the original Nintendo portables. So the way that these interfaces are, they're very weird, but they're less weird than you might think, because and I just happen to have one here. I didn't even plan this. I've got 10 more back there, but. So Nintendo's first portables were these Gameboy.
Yes,
and each
I had a Donkey Kong.
Yes, I have 2 Donkey Kongs for some reason.
Yeah.
And the LCDs were like hard coded to a single game. It's not like a real like a modern DS where you could play different games on it. So each one would be a different game. And so these little characters on here are extremely based on what you would see on Game & Watch, which was sort of these little. Well, some of them were different. You could get a Zelda one or a Mario one, but in general, they were more sort of generic, blobby Mr. Game & Watch characters that weren't really supposed to look like anything. So that's actually what these are inspired by in a big way. Really glad I thought of that, and I'm really glad I happen to have one within reach. That's hilarious.
I'm so glad you mentioned that too, because like that is like they definitely had sort of this familiar feel to it, but I hadn't really connected that. And like especially with the sub, I think like with the shooting torpedoes, I'm like, oh, of course. Like,
because I mean, I noticed as soon as I set these down for a stream, every single one of mine has different time on it. I got 1:19 a.m. over here, 10:47 a.m., 2:33 a.m. None of mine are actually in use as accurate clocks, but part of the Game & Watch idea was that when you're not playing the game, it also doubles as a clock that just sits on your desk, being a nice, fun clock. And
did not know that.
Just to bring it completely full circle, the Game & Watch itself was inspired by calculators. The story was that Gunpei Yokoi was on a train going to work or coming back from work, and he saw like today everyone's on their phones. Back then everyone wasn't on their phones, but if you were executive with a lot of money, maybe you had a calculator. And so this guy's just playing on his calculator, not really doing anything useful. And so he had the idea of what if we made a little calculator kind of base like that, use that technology to make a little game that people could do something entertaining and have it in their pocket.
I love it.
I'm so glad I thought of that. It's kind of my specialist area is Nintendo Game & Watches, and it didn't occur to me until we were talking about it right now. But just as an overview, let me just like press play on the Mega Man just to see what it'll do, because it's kind of cool. And let me know how the audio is, if we can hear this okay. So it's not focusing very well, but in addition to playing music, it's doing all kinds of cool animation. And the animation is actually relevant to what we're doing with the music. It's not random. Like each one of these things it's doing is to do with what's happening sonically on here. And maybe we'll get into that in a little bit. This is just an overview of, out of the box, press play, it does this. And if you know and like Mega Man like I do, then this is really exciting. So most of them aren't sort of licensed properties like this. Most of them are more, electronic music-y kind of things. And so yeah, do you want to grab our arcades?
Our arcades? Sure. Sure.
Your desk setup is superior. I can't seem to get a focus. I got a lot of glare, so I feel like you should be the reference.
Sure. Sure, we can do that. I don't know if I can zoom in even more. Let's see.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, cool.
Can I get all of the...
So the first thing we want to do is set our volumes. So if you hold down M and then press a number 1 through 16, that's going to be the volume level. I'm going to set mine to 16 so that we can stand a chance of hearing it.
Cool. Do that. Okay, so M, and all right, I'll set mine to 12.
Cool. 12? And we should probably sync BPMs as well. If you just press the button, that same BPM/M button as we did before, it'll toggle between 80, 120, and 140 BPMs. Maybe we'll do 120.
Is that disco?
Yeah, sorry.
Cool, yeah.
So up in the upper right hand, it does actually tell you what the BPMs are.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, if we want to skip ahead, if you hold down the BPM and then turn the left knob manually, you can actually adjust to a specific BPM. So if you want to do 75 BPM, you can do that. But in general, 80, 120, and 140 are pretty good.
Interesting. Cool.
So that's our basic setup. Again, the arcade has different sounds from sort of bleepy noises, which I don't know if you can hear coming out of mine right now, it's kind of quiet, to more percussive noises, which can all be kind of added together to make a cool sound. And so those are our sounds. And then we have our patterns. And the patterns are basically how we put together a song. So if sounds are individual notes, patterns are sequences of those notes, of those sounds. So this isn't MIDI, but in sort of a MIDI paradigm, you would say, like, you know, play this note, play this note, play this note, and we're doing something like that, except for, you know, it's not MIDI, but it's like telling it what note to play when. So I didn't actually check to see where mine is at right now. I just want to see what I've got. Okay. So I do have my chord set up. So one way to make a song very quickly is just to chain those patterns together with with different chords. And this is where I'm gonna have to try it out real quick just to make sure I remember how to do it.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get play and then hold down pattern. Or is it? Okay, sorry, no. We've got our pattern going. So we selected our pattern. And now we want to go like chord, and then this chord, and then this chord. No, we're in effects. I'm pressing the wrong button already. Start over. Right.
Well, so it's probably worth noting right now that that the text on Pocket Operators is below each button.
Yeah, good point.
And that can be.
I fell for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a little confusing for me. I tend to associate like labels with being above what they.
I did that. I saw the word chord here and I pressed this button, but that's effects. So let me try that again real quick. Okay. No.
Nice.
I forgot.
And your volume is all the way up on that?
It is, unfortunately. I've got a speaker I can plug into if we can't hear it, but I forgot my second row of LEDs is out, so I thought it wasn't working, but it was totally working. I just couldn't see that it was working. When we set those chords, each button that I pressed should be lighting up to indicate which chords are which.
So I have a question. Like mine, I'm in some sort of mode where the LEDs are lit up, and I don't quite know how I got there.
So that's probably is your pattern. Go ahead and press play real quick.
Okay. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. I was looking for the if those are what's set sound wise, I was looking for it to hit on those. I don't know what sound you're in, but try going holding down pattern and pressing 1 real quick.
Pattern 1.
And I press play. Okay. Yeah. Are those effects already in there?
That I think I should have just reset it right before we started.
But it sounded like, didn't you hear that like echo and stuff? That was it sounded like there was some effects already in the track.
I don't think so. There might be built into the pattern.
It might be. I might have been imagining things, but yeah. So if you press play now, you can sort of live record a little song by, like I did, holding down chord and then kind of waiting through each loop, like hold it down on one, wait for the next loop, hold it down on the next one, hold it down on the next one, hold it down on the next one. You get 4 of them, and then it'll loop over again. And you want to let go of chord before the end of the 4th one. So
just to back up a little bit for because like I know we've been over this, but like I think the thing that was like, I don't know, that was maybe like hard for me to understand or just not obvious was that so it goes through and it plays the like 16 different sounds.
Yep.
But it then repeats that 16 times.
Okay, first of all, so you said 16 different sounds. So there are 16 different sounds.
Yeah.
But there's also 16 different notes in the sequence.
I should have said notes.
And that could be like the same sound 16 times. It could be the same sound 8 times. So, yes.
Yes. 16 places for sound to happen.
16 slots, yeah. And again, when we were talking about it, I think one thing we figured out is like, it's a bit confusing having the 4x4 on here. This is another sequencer over here. And on this, it's also 16 notes. And the 16 notes are laid out linearly. And so you actually see this LED dotting along here with the beat. And then it comes and loops back around. And this is doing that too. You can watch it go across the 16 things. But again, if this is like a new idea, then the full linear 16-step sequencer is probably going to make more sense than squashing it into these rows.
Ooh, real quick. So we have a question. If the pocket operators were inspired, influenced by Gammon watches?
I'm not sure what that means.
Gamon spelling, maybe?
I know,
I don't know.
Ganon from Zelda. I know Garmin watches. I don't know Gammon. I can look that up.
I don't know, Bob. If you can expound further, that would be interesting.
Oh. Maybe that's just a store. I found something called GNOMON watches, but they appear to be just selling Rolexes and things. Huh.
Oh, he says he was trying to type what you were saying about the backstory. It was inspired by like little handheld gaming.
Yeah. So sorry. Oh.
Maybe gaming watches. Is what
Gammon watches. Gammon watches. Gamon watches. Game and watches.
Games. Yes.
Still got the accent apparently. Yeah. Game and watch. Game and watch was the name of the Nintendo handhelds. Some of which were clamshell designs like this. Where's my and then they actually just came out with a new one not that long ago. I did like a reboot, and this is like a Super Mario one that you can play like proper Super Mario on. And there's a Zelda one coming out soon, or it's not out yet. Otherwise, I'd have it. Surely. Yeah. Game and watch. Did you get a chance to make your chord?
No, I have not made a chord. Okay, so I play, and each time it goes through the progression, I play, I press and hold chord, and each time it goes through the progression of 16, I press a different thing.
Yeah, and what you're choosing on your 16 grid right now when you're pressing chord, you're choosing one of 16 predetermined chords. So I don't know which is which, but like one is D minor, one is G major, one is each one of those 16
it wouldn't,
does something.
I wouldn't know one from the other anyway. So
so what I like is like this one just sounds like a cool, like it goes like minor and then like resolves into this sweet melodic other words that have to do.
What if I like draw a happy face?
I'm not sure if you can do that in 16 pixels, but you're welcome to try.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
By the way, I said do it in 4s, but you can do it faster than that as well. You don't have to only do 4, but you could start with 4.
Start with 4. Sorry, I missed that part.
Okay. Just so you're gonna press play, you're gonna hold down 4, and you go 1, 2. Okay. But you could be going. You could be going faster within that, but just don't. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
It doesn't have to be 4. You can do more. You could be changing chords faster.
Got it. Okay. I'll try it. So.
Don't forget to let go at the end. Yeah, you got your smiley face.
I think. Is that loud enough?
I can hear it, okay.
Okay. Should I turn it up?
it kind of comes and goes, and I can't quite tell why. It's not your talking that's good. I like it.
All right.
All right. So now that we've got that song, we can do effects to make it sound even cooler and more varied and interesting. And so to do that, we're gonna just press play on your song, which has your chords in it already. Like those are all set. Don't worry about those. And then the effects button. Just did it again. I'm pressing the one underneath. The effects button here. There's different effects corresponding to the 16 buttons again. And in general, I would say like the first row are all kind of filters. They're gonna, like take out the percussion, take out the highs, take out the lows. And kind of like the further you get down, the more interesting the effects get. Like down here is like it'll play it back in reverse, or it'll like trigger and explode it. And actually it has some cool animations that go along with them too that maybe will help us understand what the actual effect is that's happening.
Cool. Okay.
No pressure.
So I should press and hold effects, and then just like...
first of all, play.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, hold on effects and press whichever one you want. Most of the effects will lock, but some of them are like triggers. So that one, it'll just stay locked. You don't have to press effects anymore. You can let go.
Oh, that one still has like a little percussion in it.
Yeah. And you can chain those ones too, I think. Ooh. Okay, so that one's taken everything except for the percussion out.
Yeah.
I think if you...
Oh, now we got like bass line.
Just the bass line, yeah. So I think you can combine those ones. So you could have like, if you did like take out the percussion as well and get just the bass line or something. Oh no, those are exclusive. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. I thought you could combine some of those ones. But yeah, that one will stay locked until you undo it. Further down, there's some that are kind of like more one hit. I'll keep going. You've got to get to the cool ones at the bottom.
Okay, I'll get to the cool ones. Okay. So those stay locked until I undo them. And then I can do the other ones, which are just like single.
I think they're like one hit like triggers that just, I think so. I don't think they'll repeat. It depends. Each one's different, honestly.
Oh. I'm going to just do this so that it's easier to hear them, I think. Oh, it might filter out some of the effects, huh?
I mean, it depends what the effect is affecting. And it also matters when you hit it. Like if you don't hit it on the beat, you might get it differently than if you hit it like a little bit off the beat. That one, hold that first one down a little longer too. I think that might be one where it matters when you hit it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. That's a good one. I like what it does to the LCD.
I was gonna say I like how the and that one's kind of like exploding the sound and exploding the so one of those last ones is the arpeggiator. So you'll want to turn
Yes, that's like the Super Mario I've gotten the flag at the end.
And again, that matters, like when you press it changes what the arpeggio kind of scale is going to be.
I'm going to go to the bass line here. Oh, very good. Okay. Oh, that's like machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Oh. Huh. Interesting. It definitely changes depending upon the beat that I do it on.
Yeah. Those ones, a lot of them will actually be affected by when you hit it, because so what those are doing, what some of those ones at the bottom are doing is, I don't know if you've ever heard in the song where it goes like, the DJ goes like dun dun, and then keeps cutting in half. What the thing is goes like dun 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 dun, dun, and sometimes it just goes to like infinity.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what those are doing. Obviously, they're not really cutting a sample in half, but they're simulating. They're just playing. They're doubling up the speed of how fast it's playing that note.
Yeah.
And one of them just machine guns it, and the other one actually does the like this fast, this fast, this fast, this fast.
Yep. Ooh.
And with some of the effects, we can also add in the knobs. They will actually do additional things to your sounds.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the upper row does sort of similar things. I guess
the
top
9 to 12. 8 are kind of the same stuff or related, and the bottom 8 are kind of related.
Okay.
Like the top 8 is sort of filters, and the bottom 8 is sort of like.
Oh, this is like I shut the door. This is like I'm in the ladies' bathroom in the club.
Yes, yeah. It's taking out all the highs, so you're just hearing, yeah.
Right? It's like it's totally club bathroom filter.
Yeah. It's actually also really hard to hear over the stream, unfortunately, that one. Like.
Oh, this is like.
All right, this is one you can use the knobs with. Try the knobs with this one. I think if you change the knobs, it'll change the. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So it's changing the length of the. Yeah.
I'm definitely getting ready for my DJ career here. I'm not sure what this knob is really doing.
It might not be doing anything. It might only be the first knob that does anything.
Yeah.
It might be changing where the frequency hits, and then the other one is changing the duration kind of.
Yeah, so this is like towards the beginning. That's like middle.
Yeah. That's gone.
And that's like end-ish a little bit, yeah. Okay.
Now do some other ones. Do the bottom ones on top of that.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of. Oh, it changed. Oh.
Yeah, it does different stuff depending on when you hit it. Like you catch it at different places and it starts the arpeggio from different.
Oh, yeah.
So that time it started at higher and went higher.
Yeah. But it fades in and out with the rest of it.
Oh yeah, the effects are being applied to that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So if I'm going kind of back. Yeah. So now I can make it.
Yeah, that's way more like staccato. By the way, when the song is finished, make sure you hold down FX and then play, and it'll give it a nice smooth exit as well. It'll fade out.
Oh, you can double up rows 1 and 2 on each other.
Is that what it is? Okay, there's definitely some you can combine. I didn't know there was any specific.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
I forgot all about that bass line. Ooh. That was good.
That's too low. It's like the bathroom door got it all.
Yeah, that's just like someone put a towel under the bathroom door. We can't hear anything.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, you didn't fade out.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, shit. Oh, my whole set was just ruined.
And then hold down effects and then press play. It'll just fade out nicely.
Right, because it says fade on the side. Okay, so I'm pressing chord and then I just have to press FX and I'm pressing FX.
You press
I just
FX and then you press play because you don't want to play anymore and you want to do it with effects on the way out.
Okay. All right. We're going to do this.
Hold the top, the one above. Oh, no.
Oh, what did I do?
So press play.
Okay.
Now,
that's play. Sorry. Right. Okay. It's the up and down thing.
Get that little arpeggio in there.
Did I?
Yeah, it's gone.
Fading out.
All right. So the next level is, so far we've been using all pre-recorded stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was just whatever pattern was in there. But now if you choose another pattern, which you do by, so if you hold down pattern and press one of your buttons, now you're moving into like a different sequence. So
I'm gonna try 10.
Okay, so play that real quick just to make sure it sounds different. Certainly sounds different.
What's that?
I said that certainly sounds different.
It's a little different. Let me just look at this for a second. Yeah, no effects. Interesting.
No, I mean, I think it's just a very weird pattern.
Okay, maybe we'll choose a different one. Here, let me try it. Let's look at pattern 12.
Just noticed a question in the comments. Does the output jack block the onboard speaker? It certainly does. I can demonstrate that for you right now if you like. Let me get back to a same pattern real quick. So here's my built-in speaker. I don't know how well you can hear it. Let me turn this external speaker on. Grab my line out. This is probably going to be really loud.
Crank it to 11.
It might already be.
That's coming really good.
I'll keep it plugged in then.
Yeah, keep it plugged in.
Yeah, it does. It kills the local sound if you put it into the real output. Where were we? Okay, so you were choosing a pattern.
Yes, let's.
I don't like that. That first one sounds nice. I don't want to wreck it. All
These are all like pretty aggressive.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get rid of them. We're writing over them, so that's good. We want like a crappy one that we hate, so we can get rid of it.
Oh, 10 was pretty shitty. Hang on.
Yeah, so let's get rid of it. All right, that sounds like crap. So hold down chord and press pattern, and that should wipe it out.
Chord and press pattern.
Now press play, and nothing should happen.
Do I have to hold it down for any? Oh, I was pressing FX. Damn it! I've
done that as many times as you have today.
Okay. Hey, now it's empty.
Okay. All right. So now this is where we have to really understand the sequencing concept, right? Yeah. So now we are putting one of the 16 sounds in one of the 16 slots.
Okay.
And so if it was a drum, and you just want like a do, then you might put it in like the fourth on each, the fourth column on each row. And obviously, if you put it in multiple columns, it's going to be da 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 da.
Yeah.
So pick your sound, and then
one second. I have to respond to this comment by Bob because it's cracking me up because it's like reminding me of something in my life. So he's like, when I get one, I'll definitely need a pair of headphones to avoid irritating my wife. And like my mom hates this kind of sound. She just like 8-bit video game repetitive noises like drive her crazy. So I had a Nintendo Game Boy, like one of the original ones, right, when I was a kid, and that was the only like I wasn't allowed to have a console. That was like the only gaming device other than the Game & Watches that I was allowed to have. And even so, she just like she hated the noises so much that many times she made me wear headphones, which just isn't the same.
There's so many cool things coming up, and so many of them that I have within arm's reach.
Yes.
So I have a Game Boy, and I also have.
Wait, tell me about this cool clear cover you have for it, because like mine was like 90s gray or 80s, late 80s gray, 80s gray.
So this is like a modified Game Boy. This is not one you can buy. The clear case is a valid one, but when you make music with them, well, I guess we're taking a segue real quick.
Segue, that's cool.
So, oh, that's not good. Hold on a second. The cartridge needs reseating real quick. So for professional audio usage, you're going to want to modify your Game Boy heavily. And so I have on here. So this is interesting because it's very hard to see. Maybe if I adjust the contrast somehow to be more. Can't really get much more extreme. I don't know. Yeah, the camera's never gonna. It's never gonna. The backlight is overwhelming the contrast in terms of the camera, so we're never gonna be able to see it. But what's really interesting is the way this LSDJ program works.
If the down camera does any better.
That's a good idea.
No.
So LSDJ is also a pattern sequencer like the pocket operators. So the way this works is exactly the same idea. You have different sounds. You put the different sounds in the different slots. You create a little pattern, and then you play that pattern 4 times, and then switch to a different pattern 4 times. And it's the same. It's exact same idea. But yeah. So this Game Boy, I've got the custom backlight that I put in there. And critical, if you do the custom backlight, you have to change the LED to match, you know? You can't have a blue backlight and a red LED. That's just
know.
So, and then I've got these are custom buttons.
Those are
usual buttons, sort of plastic. These are like molded.
I love the swirliness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the most important part of all. So this is called the Pro Sound Mod. And what that does is it bypasses. So usually you'd listen to your headphone jack, like you were saying. Oh, by the way, we've got sound coming out of here. I don't know if you can hear this. I don't know where the microphones are on my.
Can you hear that? Like I hear just a tiny bit, not much.
I don't know where the microphones are. Well, hold on a second. So the Pro Sound Mod lets you. It gives you a cleaner sound because it bypasses some of the electronics in the headphones. So you basically have like a line out on your Game Boy. Nice. And I've already got the speaker set up, right? So let's see if we can just jack straight in. This might be really loud. Let's see. That's fine. So whatever that is. That's just whatever I happened to be doing last time I touched this. So
love it.
Anyway, your mom hates 8-bit sounds.
She hates them. She so hates them.
So yeah, maybe the next session will be Game Boys, and then I'll have to remember how to use this as well.
Yeah, I can try to resurrect the one that I have.
I was gonna say we can make it a legitimate solder session, because we could. So I have one here. This is a this is a candidate that is waiting to be worked on. I can't remember what's wrong with it, but it needs something doing to it. And I have, if I pull this, I don't know if a whole bunch of stuff is going to fall on me. So get ready to cut to the standby animation if it does. But, no, we're good.
We're having technical difficulties.
Exactly. All right, let me just move this stuff out of the way. Of course, there's pebble stuff on everything is what we're running into there. But yeah, so this project is, you saw my clear case, which is pretty cool. But this is my cool case.
What? What? That is super cool.
Yeah, so that's waiting to happen. And the other thing I have that's really interesting is, man, actually, this is turning into a whole separate show here.
Whatever.
This is the donor for that needs to go in there. This one's like half opened up and now broken.
Now very broken.
But another interesting thing we should maybe do on another show is I have this. This is a button breakout for the Game Boy.
Whoa.
So that's backwards. This is a button breakout for the Game Boy. So it lets you use the buttons for, anything else. And so the idea is like you can shove a Raspberry Pi Zero in there or whatever, and then use the Game Boy buttons with it.
Cool. Very cool.
And then other interesting things are flash carts, so you can make your own ROMs. And this is like a breakout for the Game Boy cartridge, so you can all the pins on there.
Nice.
And when that gets useful is, so here's a populated one. So this one has a little ROM on here of MGB, which is another. It basically turns your Game Boy into a MIDI instrument. So you can plug your Game Boy into a synthesizer keyboard and play it.
Nice.
And one last one. So this is, usually Game Boy cartridges look like that. But obviously inside there's just a PCB, right? It's with an edge connector. So if you're really cool, you don't bother with the case. This is a Nano Loop, which is another one of these pieces of software. And it just looks like that because why would you not?
Wow. Nice. That's impressive.
That's a fun where were we? You were making a pattern.
Yes. We have nothing right now in the pattern. We got rid of the crappy pattern and we're going to make something new.
So there's two ways to make a pattern. You can live record it, or you can do the more traditional step sequencer programming with no pressure, in which case you just, draw on here with which notes you want to hit. So like I said, like if it was a drum, maybe you'd hit like these 4 down here, or if it's another noise, then do whatever you want.
So, but right now, I guess if I hit a button, which of the 16 different sounds is going to?
Sorry, I said that, but I didn't say it. I didn't focus on it very clearly. So I said, before we chose our pattern, we wanted to choose our sound of which one we're going to do.
Ooh, okay. So let's go through our sounds here. So I'm holding down sound. It's not making noise.
So hang on a second. Where are you? What's happening? Sorry, I lost context of where we are.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, so I'm not writing. Play does nothing because I'm in the pattern, I guess. So do I have to?
But so if you just press a button, what happens?
Which button?
One of the 16 buttons. I mean, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah.
Okay. It plays the sounds. Okay, but it's not writing them because I haven't pressed.
It's not writing
right yet.
because as you pointed out, and I forgot to point out, is we do need to press right to get into the step sequencing mode, and now we can draw our sound.
That's a good one. That's a good one too.
That's like a Mario Fireball shooting.
Oh yeah, it's totally the pellet. Yeah, that's why I like it so much. That's good. Like a little percussion. That's good, but it's also aggressive. Yeah, same here. That's not bad. That's like I'm hitting the coin thing on Mario. Like, I feel like I'm hitting a brick and coins are coming out.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one. It's a good, funny one.
Those all sounded kind of like the
echo,
same note with
echo.
different like vibratos and stuff on them.
Yeah. So echo. Yeah, lots of vibrato.
By the way, if you look inside the arcade cabinet, each one of these sounds has a different guy.
I know. I've been noticing. Yeah. And it's a repeat of the little like icon that's in gold. So, and also I will have to say that like I really like what they've done with silk screen and solder mask and lack thereof solder mask. Like, you know, how they've used the like gold plating to be text, be different kinds of text. And then how they've used silk screen, like the purple is the silk screen here. So they've used that to like mark different things, and they've matched it to the knob color, which I also think is very cool and must have taken some doing with the board house, right? Like that's some collaboration there.
Yeah.
Either that or it's like assigning Pantone colors to everything or something like that. But still, it's like paying extra, right?
Well, Teenage Engineering they're, you know, serious designers, so I am not surprised. Once we got your pattern going, maybe we should take I mean, I don't think we ever really we didn't really like look at it from a hardware perspective.
From a hardware perspective? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to use these two. So I'll use this one.
Okay.
So
yeah, if we go into right and then press sound, which one? We should be recording that one.
5. Oh, do I have to hold sound while pressing 5? Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
There we go. And now,
so now I think we're recording that sound now.
Okay.
But you don't need to press. Wait, is it making a sound when you press that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, good. It should be lining up an LED when you press that.
Right, correct. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So should I like put in a pattern?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll do 1. Maybe we'll do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. And then
2, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Huh?
So turn right off.
Turn right off.
And now play it.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, let's put another layer.
Okay. Now, if I change the sound and then do more, it'll just add the different sounds, yeah?
Yeah, so there's like 16 layers, right? One for each sound. And so when you jump into whichever sound, you know, your pattern's going to be cleared and you're just going to see 16 blanks. And then you put in whatever for that sound. And if you were to jump back to this sound, you would see that pattern that you did for this sound already.
Right. Okay, let's try to do that and see how it mixes and what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
So right, first of all.
So right first.
Yeah.
And then sound.
Yeah.
And then I'll do...
I can't remember what the other one was that you liked.
I think I did 5 before, so I'll do 6 this time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so it's blank because we've never done anything with this sound.
Got it. So maybe I'll do it differently. 1 4 1 3 1 2, and then 1 3.
So it's like a weird K.
All right.
Stop record. Stop my. Yeah, cool.
Yep. Okay, and now. Interesting. So it mixes the two of them. It plays both of them sort of at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah.
Again, with the well, I don't know if the linear helps, but it's getting confusing just because there's like layers and layers, and the way I think of it in my head is, you're looking at one layer in a 16-layer stack, and you've taken out layer number 5. Layer number 5 is just these 16 notes for this one. Okay, we're done with that. We're going to put it back in. Now we take out layer number 6. We're going to put whatever notes in there. And those are, I mean, they're all playing at the same time. I don't know what the polyphony is on this thing. I don't know if it can play all 16 at the same time. I would expect it can. But yeah, the idea is you've got 16 quantized beats, and they're all going to play exactly the same. If you fill out all the lights for all 16 layers, you would just get all 16 sounds at the same time over and over and over again.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so these are quantized when you program it sort of asynchronously, which means it's going to go bump, 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 bump right on the beat. You can't deviate at all. But I think if you do the play and then write, I think you can get a different resolution of sounds, and it'll be less quantized, I think.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to play it again.
Do some effects or chords. Do some of our other.
Okay, yeah. All right.
It's a pattern just like those other ones now, so you can do the same stuff we were doing.
Okay. Oh, interesting. It still has the same chord pattern from the previous pattern. So
it's always the same chord pattern, yeah. I don't even know, what is a chord going to mean to a Mario fire noise? I don't even know what that's going to mean.
Yeah, okay,
some of the more synthesizer sounds might.
Yeah, I'm going to undo the chords from last time, I guess.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying it's still the literal chord progression that we already established. Yeah. I thought you meant each button.
When I press play and then I hold down chord, it's the smiley face.
Yeah. Very good. I thought you were saying each button was still the same actual chords, like this one's D minor still and that one's G major still, and that's obviously true. But yeah, excellent point. It did preserve our chord progression.
Okay, so I'm going to undo it and see what changed. Oh, just did it. Interesting. Okay, so now I probably screwed it up. All right, hang on.
But are you able to hear any difference between the chords? I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either.
So put something more synthy in there. Find a sound that's more.
So maybe, so I'll go into right. Should I? Okay, more synthy. I
would do like 1 or 13.
So now I'm just like that.
Yeah, that one probably can be chordified.
Okay.
By the way, if you, while you're on your sounds, if you choose this knob, you can hear different.
That's right.
Different pitches.
So. Slide
your device down just a 1/4 inch. Just move the whole thing down a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And now do it again, because up in the corner it's telling you what actual note it is, and we couldn't quite see it.
Oh, look at that. I still don't know what that means. But,
so the first one is obviously like what note it is, and the second one is probably what octave it is. So like first octave, second octave, third octave, fourth octave, getting higher and higher.
Kind of like that one. All right. So let's do right. And now we're in right mode because we have a little thingy there.
Yeah.
Sound 10. And then I'll just put it in a few places.
And now, I think if we press play, we're going to hear the chords actually change.
Undo right first, right?
So undo right, excellent.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna redo this. I don't know how melodic it is, but it's something. But hey, maybe now we can play with some effects, right?
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say we should try while we're doing this is we should try the live recording as well as the step recording.
Interesting, yeah.
Break.
This is like the underwater one. Oh, like tinny.
Okay. Here, this is the list of chords, right? So, yeah. So 5, 6, 7, and 8 are low pass, slow and fast sweep, and high pass, filter and sweep. Is what you're hearing there.
Cool.
And the first 4 are solo chords and lead, solo drums, and solo drums and bass. And then the other ones are fill in, retrigger, glitch, blinds, and rising arpeggio.
Okay. Interesting. So it probably helps to, like, I did like 5 and 6, which are kind of like too close to each other in function. They're both like percussive kind of things, right?
Well, I just found the list of those too, and the 5 and 6 are respectively tom and blip. And so tom is obviously a drum, and blip is a made-up video game sound.
Okay. So yeah, it probably helps to like mix and match different ones from different rows when you're making a song.
Yeah.
I dare call this a song.
9 is arpeggio, which was, when we were doing the arpeggio effect, 16 was one that we really liked. And 9 is just an arpeggio note. So you could do this one all over the place and go, different pitches of it. That would probably make it really cool. I put a bunch of those in, if you like.
Well, I have a bunch of this one, which is very close.
I guess that is very similar. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the list of
I might need to put.
Okay, sorry. So 9 through 12 are all arpeggios. It's arpeggio, melodic arp, falling arp, and octave arp. So yeah, any of those is great.
Oh. Yeah. I like this one.
Which one's that?
It's 11.
11 is falling arp. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if I do right, sound 11, and maybe I do one of those at the end and like at the beginning kind of there.
By the way, I can tell you what your happy face chord progression is now too. It's D minor, E, A minor, B A, C, D A.
Okay.
That's the chord progression of a smiley face.
I think it's a winning chord progression.
That's getting good. It's getting good.
This is like the through the phone. Yeah. Wow.
Let's get it together. So let's do a live record on top of this now.
What's that?
Let's do a live record on top of this now, just to show the other way of doing it. So
Oh,
if we press
okay.
play, and then I think right.
Should I guess.
Switch to a different sound that we haven't done.
What's that?
We'll want to do a different sound that we haven't recorded.
Okay.
And then we can just like live play that one in. And again, like the other stuff, we'll want to stop before we get to the entire loop around.
How about that one?
It's good. It'll stand out nicely as well.
Okay. I'm on right and sound 14.
Play and right, yeah.
Oh, play and right now.
Yeah. Ooh. So now the music's playing and you're putting stuff in there as it goes, and it's gonna, next time it comes around, what you put in there will be there.
Okay. So all I have to do is press play and then I can do that.
And I'm not sure, but I think you want to hit right before it comes back around as well. Otherwise, I think it might write blanks
right
over. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. All right.
All right. I'll just try one thing, maybe.
Yeah. Works.
Okay. All right. So now, oh, interesting. Okay, so right, am I still in sound 14, I guess?
Press the button. Oh, you're still in right. You're still in right.
Well, I just pressed right again.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, I must be, because that's when I pressed it. Okay, yeah, okay. So now if I press play, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we knew you were in sound 14 because it was in the picture too.
So it still is putting it on the.
Is it still quantizing it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still putting it on the.
You know, I don't know that it has any greater resolution than 16 steps.
Yeah.
So if you'd need to have 32, 64, 128 steps to deviate from that 16. So maybe it does just quantize it and put it on the closest one.
Well, and maybe like maybe it would be more maybe you would be able to hear it more. Maybe it would be more obvious if the beat was lower. It was lower.
I was going to say we should change. Yeah, we should
change the tempo.
Lower. And we could also do swing if I can remember how to do that.
Oh yeah,
that one up.
So hip hop, we'll play.
Okay. Hold BPM and turn A.
And now. Okay, so I can adjust it.
So are you adjusting the swing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's the swing. I think it's just the beat. Because I'm pressing down.
The beat is the second one. Try just cranking that one, and you'll hear very quickly it's definitely the second one is the beat. Yeah, so that's the swing. That's how it's deviating from the.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah,
first
the second one is BPM. Just try it. If you just crank it to 240, it'll be like insane.
Okay.
Yeah, so now try the second one.
Yeah. Okay.
But do the other knob. We can slow it down even more, or we can speed it way up.
Okay. Let me put it back to like. Okay.
That's definitely the BPM.
Getting it lively again.
So you can see we've gone down to 62, which is, our presets were AD 120 and 140, but we can go way lower and way higher. Now just slowly bring it up. And just like chill when we get to 120.
That's pretty awesome.
So the other thing we should try is the chaining.
Ooh, yeah.
So what other units do we have?
I have office and I have sub.
Okay, and so sub is the bass line.
Yeah.
And office is noises.
Is noise. Yeah. I think like sub would be maybe interesting to chain it with.
So this is always, I have to check the thing every time and then do it over and over again until it actually works to remember which thing to do. But yeah, the pocket operators have a really cool feature. You saw me plug into a speaker, which is kind of a normal thing to happen in an audio jack. But the pocket operators have a little secret click track as well, if you put them in the right mode. And so you can chain them next to each other, put the output of one into the input of the next one, and that will let you control, not just, it'll actually synchronize the BPMs between these devices and make it so that when you press play on the one, the other one plays, and you're basically controlling it from the first one so that you can make a whole song and not have to like press play at exactly the right time to make them both go at the same time so you're not out of sync. So this part is really tricky, and we get into it by pressing, what is it? Sync. Press mode repeatedly. Hold chord and BPM.
Chord.
Okay, yeah. So that number in the upper left will change to SY 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we want the arcade on SY 1.
Okay.
And then the one on the far right end on SY 4.
4. Okay.
And one thing that I find with these is it loses audio strength across the chain. So usually you need to boost your leftmost one's volume and bring your rightmost one's volume down a bit in order to get them at the same level.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't know what pattern we didn't set up the subs pattern, so I don't know what's going to come out of the sub when we press play. But
yeah, me too.
If the sync is all set, pressing play on the arcade should start both of them.
I'm not hearing.
Okay. And we got sync 1 on the.
Yeah, so it says, let's see. So we got sync 1.
Yeah. And then hang on a second. Is that okay?
Sync 4.
Let's unplug the sub real quick. Just press play on it and see what it would do, just to make sure it is doing something that we can hear and stuff ever.
But now I have to put it back to different sync, right?
No, I think it might revert. If you're not plugged in, I think it might revert to normal. So what's the audio level on this one all?
It's at 12. Are we not subbing? We were subbing previously. Let me go back to sync 0. I'm just gonna reset it.
I was just gonna say, what if we just try the office? Well, let me see if mine worked.
Just a little tired.
It did. Okay, mine worked. So this is cool. So I've got my arcade. So I'm gonna press play on my arcade, and so the robot is just like a lead synth kind of sound. And if I press play on my arcade, it's gonna play my robot instantly as well.
Well, why is sub like all freaking? Weird. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's try Office.
Just try it without plugging it in. Make sure it's doing stuff.
Yeah. It's playing stuff.
What's your audio level? Because I can't really hear it from... Okay, I can hear those blinky blinks. Cool. All right, yeah, let's try that one since that's sounding good.
Okay. I wonder if arcade has... I wonder if there's like something stuck in it. Oh! It likes Robin. Oh, let's try that one.
I mean, here, let's go with the office, and then we'll just... do you have another cable? Because we can chain 3.
Oh.
Yeah, let's just do the office, and then let's chain the third one.
I think we have an... yeah, that one? It is very long.
I have enough cables to chain like 4 or 5, I think.
Okay. And into the sub.
Okay, so now you have to change your sync settings though. So arcade is sync 1. The second one is sync 5, and then the rightmost one is sync 4.
5, and you are
154.
Okay.
And again, you're gonna want to stagger the audio, so like 16, 12, 8, or something like that from left to right. Oh, that's nice.
It's a little bit of a disaster, but
that's
know.
Okay. It's gonna sound like a disaster too, actually, honestly.
Okay. So and then
154.
Yeah, maybe we'll do there, and there. Okay.
All right, press play on the leftmost one. It should start the rest. Nothing? 154?
What's that?
154?
Yeah.
Let me try it.
1. It's weird. 5. And 4.
1.
Do they all have to be in play mode or something first?
No, they will play up. There you go.
I think this one needs to be higher.
And now you could do like effects on any one of them.
On any one of them, okay.
Or multiple at the same time.
Hard to tell. Yeah, like the sub is different. It doesn't have effects and chord. It has style and key.
Oh, okay. That was interesting. I don't have any. All of mine have effects.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell what's happening there.
So you know what we should do for next time? If we had like an audio link between us, I wonder if we could. So the way it works is there's a click track going from device to device, right?
Yeah.
So if you had audio, if you had a laptop or whatever, not the one that we were talking on, but if you had a phone, and you plugged it into your phone, and then I plugged mine into a phone, and we zoomed each other, I wonder if our click tracks could sync across the internet and we could play.
I don't know. Like if you used like plug-in audio for both of them.
Yeah.
Huh. That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
I don't know. Do we cover everything? Is there anything else we didn't talk about? Well, I guess, each of the different ones has different features. We mostly focused on the arcade. What number is the sub? Like the sub is one of the earlier ones, I think.
Yeah, the sub is 14.
14, yeah. So the arcade is 20. 20. I think all the ones I have are 20 and above. What's the robot? The robot might be lower. Nope, 28. Yeah, so that's one of the OGs, like the original 6, I think.
Cool.
So maybe that's why it doesn't have effects. Maybe they hadn't figured that out yet, or maybe that's not appropriate to that. Like some of mine have, like my synthesizer one, in place of chord, it's got glide, so you can have some glissando between the notes, perhaps. And the ones with microphones on instead of chord, they have record, so you can put new sounds into them.
So I can just like mess around with sub a little.
Bob is excited about pocket operator chaining and also the internet concept. Is that all coming out of the sub?
What's that?
Are you just playing the sub right now? Huh. I didn't think the percussion.
Yeah, it does have a little bit. Yeah. It has like really great, like the noises.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
like,
it sounds aquatic. It sounds like submarine.
Yeah.
Related.
Exactly. It's like a squid.
Yeah.
It's definitely sea creature-y. So
Bob was asking which one is the synthesizer. Yeah, so one of the robot is a very synthesizer-ish, very task-specific synthesizer. It's just like a lead synth, I would call it.
Yeah, I can't quite tell what Style is doing.
So that's what you have instead of effects, or?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to like figure out. I'd have to look at the instructions, I think, and read more about it.
So yeah, Bob, this is the
little alarm symbol that's on all of them?
Set the clock.
Oh.
Or set the alarm. I don't know. Does it have an alarm? It definitely has a clock. I don't know if it.
I guess it is more of a clock, but it has the bells. So the bells.
No, that must be alarm. Yeah, I guess you can set an alarm. Alarm clock. Set alarm clock by turning A for hours and B for minutes.
Oh, there you go.
Apparently, the only way to fix the clock is to take out the batteries.
Yeah, my clocks are all over the place.
Yeah, I'm a single. Oh, this one's talking to me. Did you see that? It's on a bad angle.
Oh no.
The speak was for some reason saying big face
Uh-huh.
up in the corner here. I don't know what caused it to say that. I wasn't pressing it.
Oh, funny.
Oh, it's going to say
Oh,
something.
there you go. No, you're a baby.
Now you're a baby? Okay.
Now you're a baby?
I never noticed that it does that. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so this.
So Bob asked which one was the synthesizer. Was that the robot?
Yeah, sorry, I did a little quick. Yeah, the robot is a synthesizer. It's just a lead synth. It doesn't have any percussion or anything, as far as I know. It's just like, you want the synthesizer, you do the robot, and then you add some percussion with a KO or. Why isn't the KO making sounds?
He says that the sub reminds him of a mouth harp. A little bit. Yeah. I don't know what I could try like another pattern. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what sound the alarm makes. I don't know if it just beeps or does something awesome. I've never.
Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. So this seems like the same sound, just different.
Well, I'm just guessing, but for the sub, it's probably 8 notes and then 8 notes of bass and then 8 notes of sub bass. Because that bottom row sounds specifically like sub bass.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. So it starts at 5. Well, that is a weird progression because it starts at 13. And it goes up across. So it goes 13 to 16, then 9 to 12, 5 to 8, and 1 to 4. So I would have expected that to like start at 1 and end at 16.
Yeah, let me see what the robot does, because I would think it'd be similar.
Huh. Okay. I think it's this hand. I don't know. I don't play guitar.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. It's like harpsichord.
Why'd you change the pitch?
No, wrong way. I screwed it up. I can't even play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh. There's some sort of percussive sounds on here. Some video gamey sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, twiddling the knobs.
good. I gotta find out what these notes are. It's confusing. So robot. Oh, that was interesting.
Oh, that's my drum. There's like one. Yeah, that's right. There's like one sound that's like a drum, I think.
That's good because then you can actually just make a whole song out of one device.
Interesting.
I don't see where it says what button is what. Oh. Ah, yes. My synthesizer has a micro drum kit under Sound 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really weird. It just says press keys 1 through 16 to play notes from a fixed scale, but it doesn't say what the scale is.
Ooh. That's like the other knob is a weird effect.
That's really strange.
Oh, that sounds nice. Ooh, robot's cool.
Oh.
I think robot stuff together sound like makes it really cool.
Yeah. Oh, Bob asks which one that you would recommend.
What? I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. I had it like it was just there was network decaying. The arcade's a really good one just because it's got everything, or these special edition ones like the Mega Man one. You know, the Mega Man one just sounds cool out of the box. Like you don't have to do anything, and it'll just play Mega Man, and you can just be super cool.
I have to say, Sub is pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't have. The earlier ones in particular were all sort of specialist, and you had to, like, in my opinion, have kind of 3 of them, which is why I got the arcade first, because to me that was like the first one where it was like a self-contained box that could do everything. Plus, it sounded like chiptune awesomeness. So this is a really good one to start with. You can make an entire song out of this one. Whereas, like, I don't know, the KO, like, this is very specifically drums. And you're not going to be making a whole song out of it. Although, since you can record your own stuff into it, then you could record whatever you want into it, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh. Weird. Okay. Like the patterns will play in the different sounds on the sub. Sub operates very differently than arcade.
Okay.
Interesting.
Before we forget, should we talk about? Did you want to analyze one? You're diving into the PCB aspect of it a little bit earlier, and that could be kind of interesting to look at.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'm not sure, like how much. Ooh, little, very twitchy. Okay, so yeah, it's basically like the way it's constructed is that it is like a single circuit board here. And even like this little hang tab, which is, it's so funny to me because like that increased their board cost by a significant amount right there. Like just having that hang tab, you know, that's like almost an extra inch, and it's like what, like 2.5 inches wide or something. So that's like another 2.5 square inches of that you're paying for in circuit board cost. But that's okay. Whatever, it's cool. Like I somehow feel reticent to break mine off for whatever reason.
I'm never breaking mine off because I use them I hang them up on my pegboard.
There you go. There you go. And then it runs off of two AAA batteries, which are both pointing the same direction, which is another like funny thing for me. I'm used to if there are more than one battery, they like alternate directions, right? Because that makes traditionally like wired things easier. But I mean, it's a circuit board here, so I guess you don't care. But still, even if it's the circuit board routing, it would have been easier like to do front to back. So like that's also something that struck me. I do not know if like, are these capacitive touch volume things here or I don't know. There's like definitely a speaker with a plus minus. It looks like it should be some sort of volume thing on the back.
I don't know. I never really noticed that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, so then it has like the back is pretty simple. It has like your input and output connectors in the battery, and then you can see then it has like this little pattern here, which it looks like is like somewhat labeled positive, ground, and like that might be USB or something, or it has some arrows. No, I don't know. It has arrows that look like USB, but it can't be USB.
Well, I don't think it has USB. The ones with the microphone on it can communicate with a computer over their microphone.
Interesting.
Like I don't know quite how it works, but the computer will make a sound, and that will transmit data into the microphone, I believe. Yeah. By the way, real quick, I managed to find. So this is what it would look like when you bought one with the hang tag functional. If you were to walk into some kind of magical store that has these, that's what it looks like with the hang tag really is working in a retail environment. And then you just take off the cardboard and pull the pocket operator out.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's functional from a retail perspective as well as sticking it on your awesome pegboard system.
Yeah. And then like the speaker output is actually here under the batteries. You can see like the little grill, which I think is cool. So there's like a resonant chamber. So the speaker itself is like underneath the LCD. And like, I don't know what all is going underneath this LCD. I don't know if the LCD, like, basically if all of the guts are incorporated like in that LCD module itself, like the processor and everything, or if it's just underneath that LCD module and we can't really like see it. But whatever it is, it's very slick. And I would say like, it kind of discourages poking around, right? Because you would have to like unsolder this whole thing, and like that's serious circuit board surgery, and you would probably likely ruin it in doing any of that. But yes, Bob. So yeah, this could definitely be some pogo pin pads, some like test pads, as well as like I don't know if those two are also test points too. Could potentially be, but yeah, it's interesting. And so then the front, you notice that it has a very long sleep time, and I'm trying to remember if the LCD ever goes to sleep entirely.
I think so. It's always been a clock.
Yeah. So the LCD is always on in some respect. But this style is like extremely low power, so I think that's how they can kind of get away with that. And then these are just like normal surface mount buttons, and each one has like a super tiny little 402. I think it's a 402 size. I don't think it's a 201. One of the two. A very tiny LED right above it, so that's what lights up, and like you can tell what notes are or what notes are playing and stuff like that. And then these two little rotary pots, and that's it. So it's pretty slick. And then there's this little stand for it, which I haven't been using because, I don't know, maybe I should be using it. But basically because of like the camera and stuff, I wanted the focus to be like a little bit flatter. But yeah, this is nice because then it doesn't move back and forth when you play it.
While we were talking, I managed to find a picture of what's under the display.
Ooh, yeah. Can you
So
screen share that?
There's a EFM 32 Gecko Cortex M3 under there.
Oh,
So that's,
pretty honking.
decent. Like, it's when we were talking
It's
about
not an 8-bit.
yeah, that's why. Yeah, so when we're saying like I don't know if it could play all 16 notes at once, like that's enough to do some stuff.
Yeah.
So it's got that and a 24-bit DAC. So yeah, I think it can do. I think it probably can do 16 note polyphony, no problem.
Yeah. Huh. So Bob says his DMM had an LCD with a special edge connection, zebra stripes.
Oh man, don't talk to me about yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm like unfamiliar with that. Is that, I mean, literally are the stripes like different sizes, or is it just
no? So let me find a pebble. Where is a pebble?
Oh, come on, you gotta have one around
sorry,
here.
I've got plenty of pebbles. I'm saying where's the pebble I can open up? Hold on.
Right.
Well, let me just describe it. Basically, what it is it's a type of connector. I had like, oh, I know where they are. I cleaned my desk. It's in the cleaned desk box. It's in the box of things that made the desk clean by not being on the desk. But a zebra connector is a sort of rubbery thing, and it's not really this big. But if it was this big, it's got some kind of conductive material running down it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you got like a board here, an LCD here, and then you would put this zebra connector in between them to provide the conductivity. And the original Pebbles used it, and it was a common failure that thing would, I don't know if it just degrades over time, like it's not as robust, and it gets like shrinks up and dries up and isn't as conductive or something, or if it just gets like out of alignment. But hold on a second, I think I might have one here. Oh no, that one's all sealed up. But yeah, it's a type of connector that sucks. But yeah, this is instead of this kind of ribbon connector.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd have these two things layered here, and then the zebra sandwich between them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't seem to have any. I mean, I definitely do over there, but not within reach. I had almost every single item you could imagine within reach, but not that, unfortunately. Next time, though. Yeah. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so Cortex M3, Bob says M3 is new to him. Yeah, like I personally am more familiar with like lower capability things, but including like M0 stuff is pretty cool and pretty capable for like smaller projects. But yeah, it seems to me like I've seen, I don't know what the actual spec difference is between like M0, M1, M2, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there are even like gradations, like there's M0 plus, I think, and things like that.
Yeah, and there's like, I mean, in general, it's, the bigger number.
Yeah.
So like M0, M4, M7 for sure.
Yeah.
But then like M3 gets confusing because it's like newer, so sometimes it's better. And there's also, is there M53 or is that A53? So the M are the embedded series, and then there's the A series, which are the application processors, which is more like what you'd have in your phone.
Yeah.
So like my Pebble has an M4 in it.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what my phone has in it in real life, honestly, but
I do see M4s like in development boards and stuff like that as being a little bit more common, and I I don't know why. I
M4s.
feel like there must be a capability jump, but I don't know quite what that is.
Yeah, I mean, I have like 50 M4s within arm's reach right now. I would
Yeah.
say it's definitely the most common in my life. But I do have some other things that might be a bit more as well, but didn't prepare for that that talk today.
No.
Because I don't have my arm hat on. I'd have to put my arm hat on for that talk.
No. Pocket operator hat is good.
Yeah, so M3s.
Well, cool. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more questions about these. I think I definitely I feel like pretty comfortable with the arcade now, and I feel like I want to spend a little bit of time with the sub and with like with the instructions and stuff there to kind of figure out like the key and the style and how it operates, because it does definitely seem to be like a little different than the arcade for sure.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you kept your instructions because the instructions are super helpful.
They are on the internet too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can download a PDF from Teenage Engineering's website, but I have a little Tupperware box, which before I got the awesome system, I used to keep all my pocket operators in there, and I used to keep all my instructions in there because like the sync, like I never remember that every single time. I'm like, which one's got to be what or whatever, and even the programming, the patterns and stuff. Honestly, I can't remember half the time, and like I said, the things like what chord is what, I definitely don't ever remember. I just kind of play with it and see what sounds cool.
Cool. Well, awesome. Yeah, Bob, those are the two. Those are definitely like the SAMD 21M0 and SAMD 51M4 are definitely like the ones that I've seen the most around and like kind of done the most with. Although honestly, I haven't played around with the SAMD 51 very much.
I do have one of those for sure right here. I think the Adafruit Edge badge, I'm pretty sure is 51.
Nice. I know I have a few of them. I just don't know quite which ones. And some of their subscription kits.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those I think have the 51, especially ones that have to do with that are driving like LCDs at high refresh rates, like the eyeball related stuff.
Yeah. I've got like all of my conference badges on this hook here, and I don't know if I can get the Edge badge down without causing a little avalanche, but I know that I'm pretty sure that's SAM 51, and those numbers also imply again like the M0 SAM 21, the M4 SAM 51, and then like the Pebble, as said, is the it's actually, I have it on here, it's the STM32F4, which is also M4.
M4, yeah.
And the so that's STM. SAMD is microchip, right?
Yeah.
And the one in the pocket operator is the Gecko, which is Scilabs, Silicon Labs.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, everything's in short supply these days.
Yeah.
Yep. It was crazy. I had like I had some STM chips go out of stock overnight, like literally overnight, from like having several thousand in stock to zero overnight one time with a client. And I was like, wow, we should have bought those yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I'm looking around to see what they could be salvaged out of. I've definitely got a lot of Pebbles with STM32, some things in them.
Oh man, you should like start a business just like heat gunning those off and reselling them for $5 a pop.
Never cause harm. The first law of Pebbles is you can't harm a Pebble, so.
That's probably a good rule.
Cool.
Well, I think I'm good. I can't think of anything else.
Enjoy your pocket operators.
Yeah, thank you so much for like giving us giving us this spiel. It's like, it's super fun to play around with these, you know, with somebody else, because, you know, at some point I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty awesome. Like, we had a decent groove going there, and
yeah.
I think just need to start recording it and then live streaming.
Yeah, so I want to make some sweet beats. I'm thinking like with the sub, so that we can like use some for background tracks for some videos and stuff that we're doing. Because that would be nice. Just some like little ambiance kind of, you know, music.
Well, that's when you need your club bathroom filter, so it's, you know, not too brash.
Right?
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Bob said it was a fun solder sesh. American accent real quick. Yay. Solder sesh, not a solder sesh. Solder sesh.
You can pronounce it anyway. It's cool.
Okay, good.
Different parts of the world are fine. Pronouncing things differently. Yeah, I need to catch some of Liz's synth sessions and start watching stuff on Diode Zone. I need to subscribe to their channel. Yeah, cool. Yeah, she's gotten super into that stuff, so that would be cool to watch. So next week, coming up next week, super exciting, Geek Mom Projects and I are going to build blobs. It's the Build a Blob workshop. And so it is also another non-soldering solder sesh, which I am sort of still thinking about changing the name so that it's, I mean, you know, I feel like I've done a lot that aren't soldering now, and I don't want to like set expectations and then have people disappointed, right?
I came up with a number of suitably sibilant solder sesh synonyms.
You did. I have to look up that email. They were all very well alliterative. Yes. And so, so Geek Mom Projects. And so Deborah and I, we're going to build blobs. It's going to be super fun. And this is something that you too can join in and do as well. And there is a list of links of materials. The link is already up for next week. So you can look at it, and if you like click the 3 dots under the description for more, so that the whole description, you know, shows, there will be links, Amazon links to the LED strands that we're using, to the giant googly eyes, because those are absolutely a must. If you're building blobs, you have to have giant, adorable googly eyes. And then zip ties if you want, because we're going to show you like there's sort of the way that Deborah does it, and the way that she did her original one, which is pretty cool. It's like she makes a swirly pattern and then zip ties it all together. And then what I do is I actually finger knit the whole thing together, so you don't need zip ties, and you're actually knitting with wire, which is kind of cool. But I'm a knitter, so like of course that's like my initial impulse is to like knit things. So yeah, we'll be showing you both of the ways, and if you have a strand, then or even 2, then you can like follow along with us, and yeah, build your own blob.
And so that's a week from tonight, so you're going to want to get your stuff ordered ASAP so you can have it in time.
That's right. Get on that Amazon ordering. Yeah, and subscribe to our newsletter too, because we're coming out with awesome newsletters. And David is fantastic at writing them. They are super fun and exciting, and I love them. Cool. Find some string and use some Boy Scout knots. Man, if you're gonna string your LEDs together with string and wire, that's gonna be a project.
You could use conductive thread.
The thing about conductive thread is that it needs to be like held rigid, right? Because if the thing that you make out of conductive thread is like
it's going to start shorting itself. Got
exactly.
It. Yeah.
So it's really great for embroidery and for sewing into like clothes that aren't like jackets and stuff like that, things that aren't gonna like really fold up on themselves. But yeah, like I've been thinking about trying to add LEDs to like knit scarves and stuff like that for a while, and it would be really great if it was flexible so that it didn't impact the material properties of the hand knit, but it's a difficult thing because in order to work properly, it would have to also be insulated, and something that's super flexible and insulated is a harder thing. I haven't really found anything great yet, other than like super tiny magnet wire, like 42 gauge or something like that. I have some of that that's just like hair almost.
Yeah, I know.
But then that's difficult for somebody without a soldering iron to work with, right? Like, trying to make it accessible to knitters too, and to people who are already familiar with that medium is an interesting, tricky thing.
I've seen Kitty Young has threadable LEDs, like, basically string and LEDs that you could actually put on a needle. It's that small and thin. I
like the sequence ones, right? Are they the ones that are? I'm not familiar. Like, I'm somewhat familiar with her stuff, but not at a detailed level.
Yeah, that's what it's like. I don't know. I can't remember who makes them, but
yeah.
In terms of the challenges you were describing for the scarf, it might solve all of those.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to look at her stuff a little bit more. My impression was that her things stay like relatively fixed on the body, like that they're like skirts or like kind of like skirts with like structure to them essentially and stuff. But I might be wrong about that. I should take another look, because their stuff is beautiful. Like, it's very cool, very, very cool stuff. Oh.
All right.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it.
You should play us out with your.
Oh, shit. We definitely. Okay. I don't know what I got going on anymore here.
Play something.
Maybe with the arcade here. Okay. Let me get back to the right sync.
Maximize volume.
Maximize volume. Sound. Nope. Not sound. BPM. Yep. We're maximize volume. All right.